Okay, the usual drill, guys. Welcome. Just going to give it a moment for the catch up slash get a few people hopefully with us. I see Rags are in, Godfather, Stoolsy, all the guys from Discord. Welcome. Okay, the usual drill, guys. Oh, welcome. No, I've done that again. I'm actually going to try and show a couple of old videos about a few things that were said. I'm hoping you are going to be able to hear that. So this video could be good, or it might be pretty rubbish, but we'll see. How's everyone feeling? Feeling a bit better with this reasonable pump from the highs to the lows of about 24%. Very nice. Whew. Cold one today, guys. We've some interesting stuff to talk about here. Rumors. Mistruths. The wife packing her bags. All that good stuff. Still raw, Woolsey. Yeah, there wouldn't be too many people that even with that pump today that will be feeling too good. It's been a bit of a horror show of a week. Need to move this over here. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, guys, I'm just going to start in a moment here. Hey, SS. Sorry if I don't know your names, but he's all good. Okay, so first off, Premier African Minerals have not met the deadline. We talked about it in many videos. I went through and watched a lot of my older videos, just because I can't help but feel slightly, wouldn't say responsible, but I feel guilt. I just feel bad. I just feel bad for people. There's a lot of people that I bought overexposed themselves, let's just say, to Premier African Minerals, thinking it was a winning lottery ticket perhaps, and they've been burnt for now. And I'll get into my reasoning for now later. But I know how you are all feeling. I mean, I've taken £1.02 now. My exposure to the Premier African Minerals from a portfolio point of view, and from it's not gonna, the lights are still getting turned on every day. The food will be on the table, so it's not massively affecting me right now. But I know a lot of people from your private messages, from your phone calls, DMs. It's been a crazy few days. I know that a lot of people are hurting. So without coming across like a prick, really, you've got to kind of learn from these mistakes. And I think, and my Discord knows the situation. It's been fully transparent with the Discord throughout the last few days. Unfortunately, our Discord, we've discovered, has a rat that is leaking stuff and twisting stuff and turning stuff, which has not done the market or shareholders any favors. I don't know what that person is doing, but we'll get that addressed in the near future. Premier African Minerals was a high risk play, and I'm hoping that this is going to start showing. So this is the start of November. Let me know if you can hear this. Miners, some of my close friends still go, God, you're mental going anywhere near lithium miner, and they're unproven. But the way I look at it is, yes, okay, yes, they're absolutely high risk. AIM stocks can be manipulated. We've seen that, RNS can. So pretty much I went in to talk about AIM stocks being manipulated, and that's the first thing. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me know in the comments if you could. Peter Wall Argo vibes. Let's go. Jesus, I hope not, guys. I really hope not. How you calling, Frags? Yeah, still hurting. Jordan needs the answer. We'll get into Georgie boy in a moment. Could you hear? Yeah, low volume. I don't know if it's just the mic that's picking it up. I don't know if there's a way for you to hear the media. But look, pretty much what I was saying was these stocks can be manipulated, AIM stocks, very easily, pump and dumps. We've talked about it a lot of times on many different videos. All these high risk plays, you know, I've always said that. And it's become quite apparent over the last, say, week, um, that there is a lot of people, and I don't want to name names, but there's been a lot of people that are, let's say, would they say highly thought of? Maybe not the right term, but a lot of people that are perhaps influential, and people look at these people and go, "Oh, right, well, they're saying it must be true." And I've done a bit of due diligence myself into some of these claims that have come out over the last week. And I'm disappointed in myself, because if I just had been a bit more switched on, I perhaps would have picked up on them. They're blatant lies. And I look at people. So for those who don't know, I had about 6, 7 months off YouTube. And at that time, I was doing weekly videos. It was only me, on the Facebook PREM group, Keith, Nickel, all them guys, no issues, heroes, legends. But a lot of new people have come out of the fray, and there's some people that are really recent that have just come out and started covering these stocks. And I'm not naming, don't, you can draw your own conclusions and make your own assumptions. I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm trying to categorize it as at a very high level, but there is very evident to me, and I know for a fact that there's people that are unfortunately pumping, have lied and said things that are just simply not true. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the stock in general. Things that they're hearing. Oh, it's, you know, this is going to happen. This is going to. It's actually just been lies. And because my 6 months off, I sort of took that time to be off YouTube, to take a chill, and I've sort of lost the deep dives that I was doing in, to Codal and Prem and all my stocks. You know, I wasn't reading all the RNSs in detail, and you know, I wasn't covering them on the channel, and wasn't looking at chart action, and sort of all of that. Doing that every week on a weekly basis obviously gives you a lot of muscle memory. You automatically go, nope, that's not what they said then. So I kind of lost that. And I think when I came back, I looked at all these publications that's come out, tweets, and tried to gather, what's the synopsis, what's Prem been doing for the last sort of 6 months, other outside of just the general Discord and high level chat that I've kind of thought about. And it's just become really, really apparent that there's just been a lot of nonsense talked, and like I kind of got caught up on it, I guess. So that's unfortunate for me, because normally I would look at the RNSs, look at the charts, and always say, "What can't speak can't lie." It's a phrase that I say on this channel a lot, because so much people talk nonsense, and I got booted out of the ABML, American Battery Technology Group, like in my first 6 months on YouTube. That's like 3 years ago, because there was just so much rampant and just utter nonsense being talked. And I said something in the Discord yesterday that I was just like, that's just complete nonsense. I can't even remember what it was, but it's just so much fake news and stuff out there. And I told everyone in the Discord, don't believe me, don't believe anybody. Go back, and if you actually read every single RNS that's came out over the last sort of 2 years, 18 months, it will fill you with a lot of confidence that everything we've sort of talked about, that it's not smoke and mirrors. You know, there is a genuine plant that's there. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can do whatever you want with it, and it's working fine. We're installing a new plant. We do have clauses that we know what the time, we know what's going to happen now. CanMax are very likely going to be paid 1.5 million, but these things, we know what the step process is. Now the December one, I would like a bit more clarity. We're going to get the Q&A, get the questions into George for that, and that will hopefully give us some more clarity. But it's quite apparent that you know what the next sort of 3-4 months looks like. It's more at the end of that. That's when the real panic stations come. And in my last video, let's see, I said this. Can you hear this? Let's see. Considering the current economic environment, it is crazy out there how difficult it is to. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Internet issues. To actually get a project actually built on. Don't time. There's too much backers, too much money interested. We're just too far down the road, and too much evidence for me to say that this is anything other than legit. Could management decisions be done better? Well, you know my thoughts on the force majeure. I do think that was maybe not handled the best at the time. Like, you can go in and watch these, but I'm hoping that people did watch them at the time and took on the risky stuff that I said was there, and the positives. Because they weren't, and I again doing my own soul searching, going, God, am I to blame? Did I do a lot of pumping of this? I really don't think I did. I maybe got a wee bit excited at times, but I definitely think it was every video had a balance to it. So I'm happy with that. But I said at the start, delays happen. I had no issues with the plant delay, as I said, no issues. Plant delay is what it is. It's a mechanical thing. It's a structure that can be fixed, put in place, and away you go. We don't fully know what the issue is now. I have a fair idea what it is. I'm not going to say it because it is speculation, and I don't want to fuel any further speculation anymore. I'm going to get back to the way the channel used to be, and it's factual. What's actually in RNS is what is actually coming from the people themselves. None of this, oh, he said this might happen and this is what's going to happen, and tweeting it. Shit, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So, yeah, I as far as I'm concerned, I still believe you'll be rewarded long on this. I'm still holding long. I was going to pretend that I sold everything just to send the shits up you, but I'm not going to do that. I won't do that to people. But I'm still in long, and I learned in my Discord, and I think I even said it in this next video, whether you can hear this now. My price alerts, and if you want to know exactly when I'm buying and selling PREM or doing any of my stock trading, the Discord link is down below. You're more than welcome to join us. 0.33 area, and then that news comes out that they have not met their deadline. Well then, guys, buckle up, because I could see it at least falling to around this previous sort of support level, which goes way back to these levels. I don't know if you can hear that, guys, and no one's really saying that you can hear it, so I'm assuming you maybe can or can't. But what I want to say is 0.25, that area was to me the obvious place where we were going to end up, and it was quite apparent. So I waited till then, told my Discord, and I told what my plan was. I foresee, and I'm just, again, these are all my thoughts. Everything I'm saying today is my own thoughts, due diligence. This isn't anybody that's been in my ear about it or anything at all. Whatever people might think of conversations that I've had with people recently, it's nonsense. And like I said, there's a rat in our Discord spreading, making stuff up, which has not helped things. But that aside, I did say in the Discord, 0.25 or around that area, I'm going to top up regardless. And I've done that in good faith, based on the other RNSs that we talked about. The sort of, you can see in the worst case scenario, the plan, we're going to be paying CanMax. We're hoping CanMax maybe will do us a favour, as the force majeure maybe ruined any potential favour that could be done. Are they still sour grapes? All these unknowns, we do not know. But what I do know is there's still something tangible there that's strong. We've got a good lithium depository and all that. So look, I'm content with where we're at. You have to back your instinct. I haven't over leveraged myself, and I have been keeping money to the side for the worst case scenarios. So I bought at 0.24, and today at one stage I was up about 16%. You know, we've bounced back nicely. There was people freaking out, and I undoubtedly know people probably sold on the back of that news, and you were just wrong to do that. AIM stocks are highly manipulated. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. I wish it just didn't happen. Highly manipulated, and I think that's what's been going on. Insiders had to have known, and that's just my own thoughts, but they have had to have known that this was coming. I mean, if you're working on site, for example, and it's just even more simple terms, if you're saying I'm going to build a fire station, and you said the deadline was going to be the 25th of November, and if you're sitting there on the 15th of November and there's no friggin' roof on it, you know, you might start going, don't know if we're going to get here. And I know that's not the case, but what I'm trying to say is, if you had a rumble that something's going to happen and you could do something that would benefit you, would you not do it? You know, I say no more. The huge sales that have come in, there's been a multiple different people, either insiders or shareholders that are big invested in it. I don't know who, but I know that's clearly what's happened with these orders. It's not retail. Retail have not sold on no news. That is not what's happened. So clearly that's what's happening. The opportunity to have sold was gone. And as I said in my Discord yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if this sort of 0.24 was as low as it gets. I know it touched a bit lower, went down to 0.21 and all that, but generally this range, I'm hoping, unless there's more bad news, I'm really would imagine that this is the bottom, and this is where you've got to put on your big boy pants. Are you in PREM long? Do you believe in it? Or are you in on someone to tweet that it's all going to be okay and give you a warm, fuzzy feeling? Because if that's what you're looking for, then, you know, you're not going to get it on this channel. I'm just looking at the cold hard facts. Management is not up to it. Georgie boy, not up to it. Very evident to me, not up to it. So you either need to get the finger out, stand up and be accountable and go, okay, look, I'm out of my depth. I've never done this before. You know, it's clearly just unraveling in front of his eyes. Let's get in some help. Let's get in a management team or some expertise that can potentially turn this around in the right direction, whatever the issue may be. If he doesn't go, and there is an argument to be said for why he shouldn't go, i.e., right now there's enough fear and panic without the CEO disappearing. I wouldn't speak up too well for things, and he's a massive shareholder. So I doubt that he's going to go, but I think he should be trying to look to get an expertise in, or he's got to have one hell of a great excuse on Monday. The only other side of things is if we just keep ploughing on the way we go, I mean, it is insanity, as you say, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. But you would imagine each mistake he makes, he's learning from it. And then hopefully eventually we'll get to where we need to be. Question is, do we have enough time and do we have enough money to get there? We don't need to be worried about those things. Those are the types of questions people will be asking. But I don't think we need to worry. I think we know what the next sort of 3-4 months looks like in the worst case scenario. So prepare for the worst case scenario and hope for the best. I'm buying. I think it will be okay. There is a lot of people, again, let's just talk about the full risks. There is a lot of people that are saying, oh, we'll be bought over, at 1 odd p or whatever, 0.1 of a penny. All true, 52-week high thing, yeah, that is a thing. But and I don't want to say it, but I'm just going to, just to put it out there. The 52-week high is all well and good, but the 52-week high come this June coming, for example, in 6 months' time is 80.8. And it just gets lower and lower. So it's all well and good, but that high is the 26th of April. So this whole, and April to me maybe seems like a long time away, but it was April time when the last issue happened, and it seemed like such a long time away that November, all the issues will be sorted, and look where we are. So worst case scenario for me is, this 52-week high starts to become a lot lower. But look, that is worst case scenario, and we're very far from that. And I also want to strip it back and talk about the big dream, the upwards channel. Well, that upwards channel we have broke out of now. So this big dream that was here, and it was a very extremely high level dream that was going to play out in maybe like 2 years' time. That dream's dead. Podium prices have went off the side of a cliff. We contributed to a lot of the pump. So there's a lot of factors at play, but inflation's coming down. We're starting to see a bit of economical decent data coming out. I think the next sort of 6 months probably will be relatively good, but I still think in a wider market there's a lot of pain coming. So it's going to be nervy, but you've just got to hold your nerve. For me, this was a 20-30 hold, and I'm still holding. I'm sorry, not only am I holding, I'm buying, but I'm not going to go A and B. Where's my next top up? It's probably going to be in and around here. I would not be surprised if we seen some sort of channel like this forever. No, not forever, but I wouldn't be surprised unless news. Again, news up or down always. But if we don't get really news, it'll just bounce along this channel. And as I explained in the video, I think yesterday, these are going to be my top up areas. And if we're sitting around these levels in about a week's time, I'll be buying again. And I'll just be buying, bringing that average price down. My average price currently is about 0.47, 0.48, following yesterday's buy. And before you know it, you'll be green, and the good times will be back. Hopefully. Obviously, there is the other side of things where it just continually falls till it goes bust and game over. Let's have a look at some Jesus, what's the price action today? It's 10%. It's a nice bounce back, but that's what happens when stocks are beaten off. That might not even be news related. That might be just a lot of people looking at the same charts, looking at the same information that are just going, well, I have to back this. That is all that could be. Let's have a look. You need to enable super chat or donate button, whatever it's called. I have no idea what the super button or donate button is, but I didn't even know you could do that. But yeah, okay. I do have this. Can you see this? I made these when I first started. So if you can see them, can you see them images? The first thing was the horn to be like things are going well, and the second one's a baboon. I was red as a baboon's arse. Originally, when I started this channel, I thought I was going to have this whole engagement thing, and then it took me about 2 years to get confident and to do live streams. If you can see them, they're. So I have worked a wee bit on it, but I have no idea how to do anything else. I'll look into it though. Thank you for the suggestion. Where are we? Sorry. Some questions are already in for George. I'm not even going to bother sending in questions because I'm skeptical of these whole things. The only good thing is was part of an RNS. So whatever they say could be held could be held up in court if it ever ended up there. Stock box interviews, any sort of just general chit chat stuff. It's all he says, she says. No court, no nothing of substance will ever look at that. It's the RNSs, guys. That's the key. That's what you've got to be looking at. Some people are saying, yeah, Georgie needs to go. I'm trying to see I'm trying to sympathise with George Roach. He's done wonderful things over the time, but I just get the feeling he's out of his depth. The force majeure thing really still annoys me so much. I just think it was handled so poorly. But it is what it is, and this is just another. I really cannot believe his deadline has not been met. And I can't believe December they're going, nah, put the whole stall out. We're not doing it. It's crazy to me. I just don't really understand it. I roll on Monday. So yeah, some other people logging in here. Big boy pants firmly strapped on for now. I hope so. Stark absolutely laughing. George Rose totally overlooked any setbacks from the plant that should result in penalties. George Rose's position is now unattainable and has to go. Yeah, I mean, it's no different than anything, really. You always look to the manager or the CEO or the director of, when something's going wrong, it has to be the most senior person for the acts. So two things is going to happen, in my opinion. He's either going to just ignore it and plow on, which I don't think's great either. If he's going to stay, he needs to be firm. I'm staying. I'm doing this, or not. Doesn't have to say he's staying, but he has to at least say, "This is what we're going to do. This was the mistake, and this is what we're going to do to put it right." And it needs to be an unbelievable reason for the mistake. It's just so poor. It really, really is. And someone, Matt, yeah, he bought yesterday long hole 20.24. You have to. You ever go hard or go home. And I know there's people that bought it at 80p, and I think I covered this in the other day, but I'll just give you an idea of kind of the situation. Not to put the fear into people, but if you've an average price of let me get rid of some of this shit. What is going on? Why are you bookmarking? Oh, I'm not doing my video editing. I've got different short keys for different bloody systems, right? So he's got the gist there. You know my plan. I'm just going to be nibbling away, waiting patiently, and just averaging in over time. I don't foresee, unless huge news comes out, and everything that we covered in the last video is kind of stand by. We've now got a new deadline of next year for production. If anything happens earlier or all that jazz, the thing will pop. I think we're massively undervalued for what potential we have. I still think a 0.6 is fair value for PREM. But we'll see. So yeah, if you're down around these levels, and if you're at 80p, I don't want to mean to break your heart, but you're looking at about a 224% rise is needed. So that's over 2 times your money at these levels. And there's a lot of people that were, whispering about 1p at once upon a time. And wouldn't it be lovely if it got up to around those levels? You're talking 3 times your money. So it's that old saying, isn't it? If your favorite leather jacket is on 50% discount, are you going to like it more, or are you going to want it at full price? And this is the interesting dynamic with investing. It's you always buy on the way up. The more expensive it gets, you buy. It doesn't work like that for any other type of asset that you would own. It's only investing. It seems to be anyway. But when something's going down, instead of going happy days and getting this cheaper, I can buy more. You panic and you sell, or you don't buy, don't take the opportunities, and then it pops up, and then you buy then, and then you get caught. It's a lovely old game, investing, and it takes a long time to kind of get numb to it and take out the emotions. And that's why I really do recommend getting more into charting, because at least then you've got a plan, right? If it gets to this level, I knew it's 0.24. If I see it, I'm buying. That was in my head. That was pre-thought from a month ago when I did the video, as I showed you. So if you have those kind of steps in place, it makes you feel a bit more comfortable. Because here's the thing, while sometimes, chartings won't pick up everything, right? If you do the same thing repetitively, eventually you'll not eventually, you just probabilities are that you'll pick up more, and you'll safeguard yourself by selling and doing different things. If you stick to the same principles all the time that are probably going to work in your favor more often than not, then it takes away the emotion. You don't get so caught up on it. I definitely got caught up in the Premier African Minerals hype, and it was hype, and it was tripe in the end, really, more than the hype. But look, that's really the video. I've definitely rambled on a lot more than I thought. George, huge questions. We'll give him the Monday, see what he says. For me, it's going to take some serious convincing that he is the man. And regardless if we gets to the end point, because I still think you can keep making loads of mistakes and eventually you'll get it right. Diluting shareholders, I think there is a neglect to shareholders. I think there's definitely more consideration for himself rather than the rest of us. And and not to talk about Kodal, it's not a Kodal video, but if you flip it around, there definitely seems to be a more of a team, or no, maybe not team, but more of a, what's the way to describe it? I suppose just the leaderships. They're just completely different. One company's doing it, like I think I said about it was like a tortoise wins a race. It kind of feels like that. It feels like there's a few corners cut with PREM. We are where we are. Do we have a great asset? Yes. Do we have great potential? Yes. Do we have a mill that's working? Are we going to get a new mill that's working? Yes. Subcontractors are delivering, but there's just something lacking there. And then you see Kodal and the recent RNSs, and you just sort of go, look, there seems to be a bit more of a sensitive touch for shareholders and a bit more understanding and keeping them in the loop. And I've always said about PREM and the media and the output, and there's so much sort of that could be seen as smoke and mirrors. And I used to always fancy companies to do that more because I like to be informed. But now with the experiences of Argo blockchain and now PREM, I'm starting to go, you know what it is? I prefer my companies just to keep stump and just put the RNSs out. I'm sick of all this speculation and stock box interviews and just, I don't know. But look, there's a rat in my Discord. That's first and foremost. There is a 50p, that's 50 pence, reward for anyone that can give me any details on who the rat is that is going around doing a lot of twisting of my words and crying. This grown person has been crying. So no sympathy for that person. They're still in my Discord. It's crazy. But the Discord members have very kindly, and I haven't got around to doing it, but the Discord members, if we, where are we? I think here, yeah, all the guys, they've all done their haze and whatever else. We will be going through that and checking who everybody is, and everybody else will get booted out. And we will get to the bottom of it, and then I will expose you for what you are. Look, that'll do. His model is obviously Kodal. Hopefully you get the funds and not YouTube. Hopefully you get the funds and not YouTube. FFS. Hopefully you get the funds and not YouTube. Rags, help me out, man. I don't know what that. Oh, find it. Call super chat. Hopefully, all right. Sorry, Mr. Okay, yeah. That's grand. George Rose is the Ten Hag of lithium mining. Jesus Christ, that's a bit harsh on Ten Hag. Like, Christ Almighty. So not only am I having to deal with the whole PREM fiasco, I'm getting Man United digs in as well. Jesus, Stoolsy, Woolsey, what are you doing to me here? Oh, Rags, you've given me a tip, man. Thank you. So what does that mean then? What's that mean? That's money that comes in the YouTube or something. They'll take 50p of it and then I get the rest, I assume. I'm going to look into that. That's unreal. Thank you. Yeah, really thank you. I don't know if you know how much like you get for YouTube videos, because I had to break it down. Now my life's getting busier. I'm struggling to find the time to edit it. So I'm at a period of time where I'm not quite ready to actually hire somebody to physically edit all my videos. But I'm at the point where I really don't have the time to do all the editing of videos. So see, I'll show you. Let me show you. Do you want to see, if anyone wants to see this? This is well dragging on. No need to know about this. Like, do you want to see what kind of do-re-mi you make on the YouTube dream? Is that anybody interested in that? Let me know. I mean, fuck all to do with Premier African Minerals now. Like, this is just me talking, but I've got time to kill, guys. Let me see. Does anybody want to know how much money you make on the YouTube? because it's highly profitable. That's what it is. I'm trying to see. Does it not tell me how many people are on? Don't know how many. It usually says how many people are on the live stream, but I can't see that information. I really need to look into all this. Okay, look, nobody's commenting, so I assume nobody wants to know about that. Why would you want to know about that? I'm gonna bow out now. Yeah, George Roach could learn from Bernard. Yeah, I think he probably could. I actually think probably it's too late. He's went down a different path, and I think that ship has sailed. He's just got to be sitting back. I have to say it is funny how one's all complete meltdown horror show, and then there's the other one that was ahead, then it fell behind, and now it's like, see, this is why you do it this way. I don't know if it was meant to be that way or not. It's just pure coincidence, but it is funny how one is sort of polar opposites. That's the word. Okay, my mouth is as dry as a nun's. Yeah, gotta go. But cheers, guys, and I will chat all to you later. Peace. Oh no, this is the usual. I can't hang up a thing. Okay, let me try it. Okay, stop streaming.